I forgot to hit the play button, but we just took off out of Clearwater Air Park in the evening. It's a moderate VFR right here, but solid VFR, en route back from Clearwater to Charlotte, North Carolina, specifically Concord. We're going to stay a little bit below a deck here for a little bit, and then we're going to climb. It's supposed to get really nice here, just a little bit to our north.
Left turn heading 090.
Tampa approach, Diamond Twin Star 458 Tango Sierra with a request.
Diamond Twin Star calling Tampa. Say the call sign again.
That's November 458 Tango Sierra.
November 458 Tango Sierra, roger, stand by. Greenwing 575, Tampa departure, radar contact. Common maintain 12000. Greenwing 575, flight heading 270. November 79er Alpha Papa, you can plan for ILS 1836 at St. Petersburg Airport. They just had a wind shift advising Vedas Quebec. November 79er Alpha Papa, flight heading 180. Bearings 575. We've got light to heavy precipitation all the way from Tampa, 15 miles southwest. The plan is to keep you westbound, and we'll get you hand off the center and get you worked around that. Bearings 575. Contact Miami Center 132.35. Bearings 575, Miami Center 132.35. November 16281, understand you want to go to Brooksville Tower now? November 16281, outstanding. Contact Brooksville Tower on 118.55. Your radar service is terminated. Have a good day.
Altitude.
Greenwing 631, Tampa departure, radar contact. Split vectors back around for the ILS 181 left approach. 631, roger. Give me a left turn, heading 280. November 2476 Yankee, Tampa, departure ident. Wing 631, there's light to heavy precipitation, pretty much from the field, 15 miles to the west-southwest. Advise me when you can accept the southerly turn, but for now my plan is to take you west for about 15 miles and do a gap. Wing 631, continue left turn, heading 250. November 2476 Yankee, radar contact. 2 miles northwest of the Brooksville Airport. Come and maintain 3,000 and say your approach request. How will it terminate? Digital aircraft Tampa arrival is Kilo is now current. Tampa altimeter 3007. 8 is Quebec current at St. Petersburg Airport. November 2476 Yankee, roger. ILS to 9 and back to me. November 2476 Yankee, roger. I have your request. Stand by. November 2476 Yankee. Come and maintain 3,000. Your missed approach instructions will be fly heading 320, maintain 2,000 feet, return this frequency. November 2476 Yankee, fly heading 280, vector localized. Delta 2399, Tampa approach, good evening, plan for the visual approach from 832 to city maintain 10,000, 10,000. Spirit wing 631, turn left heading 220. November 79er Alpha Papa, fly heading 190, vector precipitation. Moving to the east quickly, but it's building. So far it's pretty spotty. The precipitation's broken up. A lot of moderate to heavy sections, but mainly light to moderate.
All right, well, those guys are busy at ATC tonight. It doesn't look like I'm going to
631, fly heading 200.
get him picked up for my flight following yet, so we'll fly a little bit further up. I'll try to get Jack's approach when we get a little further into their sector.
Is not available.
Delta 2399 is going to maintain 6,000.
Go ahead and cut this off for now. We'll come back in a little while. Okay, so we're up here level at 9,500 feet. Was able to get on with Jacksonville approach. We are under VFR flight following. The weather has definitely cleared up. I had no trouble getting up to the altitude I wanted. Still flying into a headwind, but down below it was like 18 knots. Now it's only about 5 to 6.
Approach Sir Legion 761, 19.2, descending 11,000. We got the weather at San Francisco.
Legion 761, Jack's approach. Good evening. Altimeter Gainesville 3009, cleared direct Lisi intersection. Cross 10 miles northwest of Lisi at 7,000.
Anyway, we're getting up close towards Gainesville now.
Clear direct Lisi, 10 out of Lisi 7,000, Legion 761.
And it's very smooth. Visibility is pretty good. Every now and then it gets a little bit hazy.
Lapwest 783, contact Tampa approach 119.9. Good evening.
Lapwest 783.
We're well beyond 10 miles of visibility, so it's no problem. Very smooth. I'm now probably 2 hours and 15 minutes from destination at Concord. Providing they don't vector me around Charlotte airspace. We'll see what happens when we get up there. And I'll stop recording for now, and we'll come back to it in just a little while. And we just got handed off to another Jack's approach. I'm going to try and turn the camera to the side here. We've got Jacksonville, City of Jacksonville off here to our left. I don't know if I can turn. I can't do it the way my mount is set up. Anyway, we're moving along. Ground speed 159 knots, still about a 6-knot headwind, true air at 162. I indicated about 140, so making very good progress, and it's very smooth, and should be getting to Concord, unfortunately, right about the time the tower closes. Was hoping to maybe contact the tower, do an instrument approach there, just for the sake of doing it at night time.
AC 3949, Jack's departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 15,000, turn right, direct Crosby.
I can still do it, and I probably will. Actually, I'll probably be on with Charlotte, so.
AC 3949, traffic just ahead and to your left, southbound, type and altitude unknown, maybe very low altitude.
If Charlotte's not real busy, I'll just ask the Charlotte controllers to...
behind you now, and just kind of intermittently seeing something out there. It may just be a bad radar feed.
Anyway, I'll get the Charlotte controllers to vector me if they're not too busy. Maybe they'll help me out. I just want to do it for practice.
And AC 3949, what I was showing is behind you now.
Weather's clear. It's going to be clear up there. Won't have to do an instrument approach, but still would like to do it just for the sake of it.
Number 2672, X-ray, Jack's approach, Jack's altimeter 3006.
I'm going to go ahead and stop recording again. We're actually probably halfway by the city of Jacksonville now, and I'll tune in again later. Okay, well, we're still...
1384, contact Charlotte approach 126.15 today.
Still flying at 9,500, sort of west of Brunswick, Georgia at this point, almost to the midway point of the flight. Have picked up some pretty heavy winds up here now, though, 15 to 16 knot headwind component, 35 going from our left to right. Basically a wind out of the west. Still showing an hour and 35 minutes to Concord. Should get there right after the tower closes still. A little bit of turbulence here. It's not too bad. If it's any worse, I'll try a different altitude, but for now, okay with it. I think the headwinds are probably a little bit worse below us, so I'm going to hang out where I am. definitely clear skies above, though. I can see the stars and everything.
American 1921, Jackson, welcome to send out at level 230, then descend to Looney 1, arrival for runway 26.
I did pass one or two other planes at approximately this.
November 256 Papa Hotel, contact Jackson Center 127.87, good day.
Approximately this altitude, but I think they were commercial planes descending into Jacksonville. Otherwise, I haven't seen any other traffic for quite a while here at this altitude. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. I did check the weather in Concord.
1730, Jack Center, welcome.
Using the XM satellite, and looks good up there. It's all clear. Looks like it's favoring runway 2 at this point. And so there's not an ILS for 2, but there's a GPS. I'll see if Charlotte approach will let me do GPS into runway 2. They may or may not. The winds are not too bad up there. Definitely a little bit gusty. It's like 7.
Level 1730, correct, Charleston.
7 knots, gusting to 14 last I checked.
November 458 Tango Sierra, contact Savannah approach 120.4, good day.
Over to 120.4 for 458 Tango Sierra. Thank you. Have a good night.
Team at 832, Jackson, welcome.
And Savannah approach, Diamond Twin Star 458 Tango Sierra, level 9,500.
Calling approach, say again.
This is Diamond Twin Star 458 Tango Sierra, checking in level 9,500.
November 8, Tango Sierra, I believe you're supposed to be on 2757.
Okay, I'll switch over to that. That's not what they gave me, but have a good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Well, that's twice tonight they've handed me off to the wrong. And approach Diamond Twin Star 458 Tango Sierra, checking in level 9,500.
November 458 Tango Sierra, you should be Savannah approach 120.4.
Okay, that's the second handoff I got. That's 120.4 for a Tango Sierra. Thank you. And approach Diamond Twin Star 458 Tango Sierra, checking in level 9,500.
Number 458 Tango Sierra, stand approach, stand off number 3008.
3008 for 458 Tango Sierra, thank you. Okay. A little bit more turbulence here. Well, not bad, but may look to descend and see if I can find some smoother air at some point. But that's all for now, and I will check in a little bit. Okay, so it hasn't been that long since I checked in. Right after I finally got established with the right ATC frequency, the turbulence really picked up there. So I did descend down to 7,500 now. It's perfectly smooth down here again, no problem. Coming up toward, now I'll be just west of Savannah here in, I don't know, probably 10 or 15 minutes. I'm making good time still. About an hour and a half left on the night time, and everything is going along just as planned. Alright, so I'm back on now. I headed off to another approach, and they've given me Columbia altimeter setting, so probably coming up on being just west of Savannah now. I did go back up to 9,500. The air is
3936, center, welcome, the Columbia altimeter 3000.
The air is smooth. I came back up because there was a 28 to 29 knot headwind down at 7,500. Came back up here, and it's now 32 up here, but
126, contact Myrtle approach on 119.2. You have a good night.
Since the air is smooth, I'm just going to deal with the extra 4 knots. I'd rather have altitude at night. And anyway, it's nice and smooth. It's very clear up here. I can see a very, very long way out. I did pass a Boeing 737 off my left wing descending down through this altitude, and Coach had us both on alert for that, but we never got any closer than 10 miles, but it was kind of neat to see him coming down and crossing over at night. I watched him as he put in all of his landing lights and sort of getting into his landing configuration. Anyway, other than that, nothing really happening. A lot of the airports that I've been flying over are real easy to spot here at night with the marker beacons flashing. So that's always kind of a comfort, especially when you're up this high. If you ever needed to get down somewhere, you can pretty much get a visual on it very quickly when it's clear like this. But this headwind is slowing me down. It's back up to 34 now, so still showing an hour and 19 minutes out, and it is coming up 10 o'clock. I was expecting to land at 11 or very shortly, maybe 10 after, and that's got me landing more like 20, 25 after, so especially if I do that instrument approach when I get there. Might be close to 11:30, but really a pretty uneventful flight other than having to try and dodge some headwinds and a little bit of turbulence back there, but that's all gone. It was just very brief and not really all that significant. I'll be checking in later.
Maintain 5,000.
Heading 100 at discretion, 5,000 on board 3224.
Doubt you can see this, but flying along here, I was just handed off to Columbia approach, and as I look out, I've got the city of Savannah on my left, probably about 30 or 40 miles away, and then the city of Charleston I can see off in the distance out in the coast on the right, so flying kind of in between the two of them, and I can actually see both of them. It's pretty neat, but anyway, still at 9,500. My headwind died down a little while to 15 knots, but felt a few bumps a minute ago, and I looked down, and it's back up to about 24, 25 knots now. Over the ground speed is about 143 knots, so not terrible, but definitely taking me a lot longer coming home tonight than it did going out yesterday. And that's all for now. I'll be in again later. One more thing, I'm still here with Augusta on the left and Charleston out to the right. When the wind changed a minute ago, I just looked down and felt like it was...
Columbia.
All right, we're back online now and approaching Columbia.
Piedmont 4832, proceed direct gain.
All right, so 54.
Citation 560 Bravo Lima, 7,000, climbing 8,000, heading 025.
560 Bravo Lima, radar contact, maintain 15,000 to right, heading 150.
15,000, right turn 150, 0 Bravo Lima.
Piedmont 4832, let's make it 7,000, direct to gain.
53 miles from Concord now. That's the city of Charlotte directly ahead. I was just handed over to Charlotte approach, so I'm still waiting
5118 is 3
for what they want me to do.
District 5118,
They
radar
sound
contact, maintain 16,000.
pretty busy.
16,000, District 5118.
I see some traffic in the area, nothing at my altitude, certainly nothing to be worried about, but
Citation 0 Bravo Lima, turn right direct Queen.
I don't know what runway they're using yet. Charlotte, if they're coming in from the north.
District 5235, contact Jacksonville Center 124.7.
I'm guessing they're coming in from the south, as am I, so.
5235.
American Direct Army.
Concord Regional Airport. Automated weather observation. 0408 Zulu. Weather. Wind 280 at 9. Gust 16.
Direct Icon, American 1868.
Now they're saying gust 9, gusting 16s.
Delta 1078 is going to be 36 center now. 36.
That was more what I was expecting.
That's why heading 180, just take your time and let me know when you're ready for that one.
Concord Regional Airport.
6234.
Observation 0408 Zulu. Weather. Wind 280 at 11. Gust 16.
391. Contact Atlanta 133.15.
133.15. This game 391.
80. Still going to probably want to use runway 2.
November 8670 Sierra Charlotte, altimeter 3000.
Altitude.
Plus 825, radar contact. Climb and maintain 8,000, turn left heading 270. American 1868 Heavy, contact Atlanta 133.15.
3315, American 1868 Heavy.
Biscayne 391, Atlanta Center 133.15. Lab plus 825, contact Charlotte on 120.5. Numbers 8 Tango Sierra, descend and maintain 3,000.
Down to 3,000, 8 Tango Sierra. Miles from the airport. I should be seeking pretty soon.
1078, turn left heading 090.
And I think I have it. Yeah, I do. The runway lights are on. Okay, good. Let's do the pre-landing. All good, altimeter set. Belt fuel selector, parking brake is released. I've already checked that. Our gear warning. Good, okay. To go.
70 Zulu, yeah, you stay at 6,500? 70 Zulu. Clear to the Bravo 6,500. Delta 1078, turn left heading 030, intercept the 36 center localizer. So it's at 1078, thanks for the patience. And I cleared visual approach 36 center. Shuttle 6234, descend and maintain 5,000.
Altitude.
Okay, 1,000 to go until we're at our 3,000. Pattern altitude, Concord is 1,700. I won't be too high above that. I hope the camera's picking up the city lights. It sure looks nice.
Delta 1078, contact the tower 126.4.
500 to go.
Departure American 1384, we're at a 3,000, climb to 8,000, turning to heading 070.
American 1384, radar contact. American 1384, turn right heading 090.
090, heading American 1384.
15 miles out, 200 to go to 3,000. We'll have the sight. We'll go ahead and put in a little power.
4 Kilo Sierra, contact Washington 135.2.
35-2, good day, 4 Kilo Sierra.
American 1384, clear direct Willick, climb and maintain 16,000.
Up to 16,000, direct to Willett, American 1384.
All right, 13.5 miles. No other traffic in sight. I have the towers that I know are to the southeast field in sight. No factor.
American 1384, contact Atlanta 133.15, see you.
3315, American 1384, see you.
I've never flown into Concord from this angle before. I'm
Air Shuttle 6234.
Right in Bravo airspace. Normally, it's a no-no to be here.
November 458 Tango Sierra, no observed traffic between you and Concord. The tower is closed. Go ahead and change to advisory, and no observed traffic between you and the field.
Yeah, Roger. I have the beacon in sight for Concord. Thank you. 458 Tango Sierra. Concord traffic, Diamond
Air
Twin
Shuttle
Star.
6234, turn right heading 2.
Diamond Twin Star 458 Tango Sierra is 9.5 miles out to the south, inbound for landing. We'll more or less make a straight approach into runway 2, Concord.
Autopilot.
All right, there's my lights. I have my there we go. On lights. There they go. All right. Put flaps in. Good. Put landing gear down. Let's get stabilized. Approach power. Wow. Knots of crosswind. Concord traffic at Diamond Twin Star 458 Tango Sierra is about a 4.5 mile final for 2 Concord traffic.
Leaving altitude.
This wind, we're going to do a partial flap landing for sure. There's my lights starting to come in. Okay. On center line. Concord traffic, Diamond Twin Star 458 Tango Sierra, 2 mile final for 2 Concord. Maybe slow down a little bit here. All right, good approach speed. On glide slope.
Is not available.
Ooh. That was some gnarly wind. Holy smokes. I don't want to jam the brakes. We'll just go up to the next. Even on the ground, I'm getting blown around here. Concord traffic, Diamond Twin Star 458 Tango Sierra is clear of the runway at Foxtrot, taxiing to the T-hangars, Concord. That was a doozy of a landing there. Winds are definitely whipping around down here, even when I'm not at flight speed. When the stick getting jerked around in the wind here. And we're putting this thing in a hangar. Oh boy.